I am Debbie Sue Goodman, and I am from Skokie, Illinois, and yes, I am still single. Any single people out here? Yeah. Single, yes. Give it up for single people. Actually, I wrote a couple of books about being single. My first book was called Still Single. My second book was called Still Dating. The next one will be I Give Up. But I know it's hard to believe, but I was married once, and it ended nicely. It was several years back, and then I wrote another book called My Husband the Stranger. That one's kind of like, it's a drama story. It's not a comedy. It's about a girl that went out with like 40 dates, and then she just went nuts, and then just wrote this book. But actually, no, it's a drama. I'm trying to see if I can have that made into a movie, so I'm working on that right now. But I do have a lot of wonderful male friends, and a buddy that I've been dating for several years here, and he's here with me, Scott. He puts up with all my different things, comes with me to all my shows, and my comedy shows, and the book signings. I have a great time. I meet a lot of wonderful people. But I also write this dating advice column. I know it's hard to believe that people ask me for advice, but people write to me, men and women, and they say, Debbie Sue, how do you meet the right guy? How do you meet the right girl? And I tell them, you know, you can meet people in unusual ways. For instance, I was just standing in line at my local post office, minding my own business. There was a guy standing behind me. He was holding a bunch of envelopes. He taps me on the shoulder. I turn around, and he says, you know, with a face like that, I feel like I can tell you anything. He says, I'm going to tell you everything. He goes, I lost my last 4 jobs. Yep, they fired me. I'm mailing out 6 resumes, and my car was repossessed. So I gave him my phone number. I don't know why he just looked like a nice guy. Calls me up the next day, and I heard a strange noise in the background. It sounded like a washer and dryer. It was like the thump, the thump, the thump, the thump. Sure enough, he says, Debbie Sue, I'm calling you from the local laundromat. They took my phone away. I'm calling you from a payphone. I've only got a minute to talk because I'm running out of dimes. But I'd like to take you on a date for a walk. I said, oh, a walk on the first date? No way, I don't do things like that on the first date. Maybe the second, maybe the third. I'm not that kind of girl. Anyhow, I was working with a fellow for 2 years. We never had lunch together. We never had dinner together. He says, Debbie, in all this time, we've never eaten together, and we've been working for a couple of years. Come on, girl, let's do lunch. I said, okay. We get to the restaurant, we order the food. Now he starts talking slowly as he's eating, and I start talking slowly, but I start blinking, you guys. Something was hitting me in the eyes. Now he starts talking faster, eating faster. I start blinking like this. I realize now he's spitting food in my eyes. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. He thought I liked him, and I was winking at him. So we get through eating, and he says, Debbie, I had a great time. We got to do this again. I said, okay, I had a great time. But we still work together. We've known each other for years. I just don't go out to eat with him because I had to get food in my eyes. But people ask me, what else do you like to do besides going out on dates and just kind of, I like hanging out at home and watching the musicals. I'm a real big Liza Minnelli fan. Anybody here a Liza fan? Anybody like Liza Minnelli? Yes. Oh, yes. Have you seen her recently? I saw her on a talk show. You know, for that time that she was married to that guy, you know, David Gesh. Anybody ever seen him? He was, what was he, like 15, 20 years younger than her, and they were on a talk show together. They had a really unusual relationship. But I saw him, and he sort of had those big eyes, the cheeks. It was sort of like this kind of a look. He was a real looker. I don't know why that didn't work. But anyhow, but I heard her talking, and she's single now, and she looks good. I mean, she really looks good. She says, I had 4 or 5 husbands. And David and I, well, we stayed friends for a while. I was happy, but and then I wasn't happy. It was kind of a volatile relationship. I was married several times, but now I'm single. I'm a swinging single, and I'm so happy you're out here today. I'm sorry to be spitting on everybody in the front row, but we are having such fun at Howard's party. Howard, thank you for inviting all of us. I'm having such fun, and my name is Elijah. And that's Elijah with a G, not Elijah with an S. Oh, I love Liza. There's so many people. I tell you, I like watching all the musicals, and I stay home, and I've seen a lot of shows like that, on talk shows. I love Cher. She's one of my favorites. There's probably some Cher fans here. But I was thinking, I saw on an Ed Sullivan episode. I don't know if anybody watched Ed Sullivan. I mean, I didn't grow up with him, but I did see a lot of his shows. And I remember Judy Garland. Anybody remember Judy Garland when she came out to sing? And Ed would introduce her, and she used to come out. She was kind of like grabbing at every part of her body. She really got into the songs every time she sang. But Ed, if you remember Ed, he sort of like, he walked out, and I don't know if you guys, if he had maybe like too much water before he got on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. He walked out, you know, like introducing people on this very stage right here, right now, on this stage, introducing Miss Judy Garland. And she would come running out. You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me sigh for, and all the time you knew it. I guess you always knew it. Give me, give me, give me, give me what I cry for. You know you've got the brand of kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you. Thank you, thank you. I love Judy. There's so many people. I'm a big Cher fan. When she would come out, she'd kind of wear her hair around. But anybody remember Anthony Newley? Oh, I had such a crush on Anthony Newley. And he was kind of like, when he sang, he was hunched, sort of like, it was like a Quasimodo sort of. It was like, I remember how he sang, and he looked like he was in such pain when he sang, sort of like this, like, sort of like I look when I come home from a date. It was like this. He was trying to sing the song, and he would, what kind of few am I that never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I've been thinking of. In walks Cher. Wow! If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'll take back all the words that I heard you say. Wow! What kind of lips are they that lie with every kiss, that whispered empty words of love that left me alone like this? Wow! Why can't I fall in love like any other man? Maybe then I'll know the kind of fool I am. Wow! Thank you. All the men are like, no wonder she's still single. Look at this. But really, I really enjoy this. But before I go, I was a little girl, and I remember I had a really fond memory that my father took me to see Carol Channing in Hello Dolly, and she always was one of my favorites. I don't know if anybody remembers, she used to come out with like that big umbrella, and she would sing, and she did that show for like 40 years. Didn't she? Like 2 times a night for 40 years, she would come out on the stage, and she'd sing, and she'd be smiling at how she did it. She had that little umbrella. We're going to improvise. And everybody feel free to join me with a little Carol Channing. Was like a little girl. And she would sing, oh, well, hello, Howard, well, hello, Scotty, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Johnny, I can tell. Scotty, you're still glowing, you're still crowing, you're still going strong. I feel the room swaying, for the band's playing one of them old-time favorite songs from who knows when. So, golly gee, fellas, lend her an empty knee, fellas. Dolly, you'll never go away again. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Oh, God. I tell you, I have a group of friends that refuse to go out with me anymore. My girlfriends won't go to a nightclub or a club with me anymore. I'm the first to say I have my faults, but I didn't know what my girlfriend Cindy was talking about when she said, Debbie, we are not going to a nightclub with you or a bar, because every time we go to the nightclub, you take a sip of wine and all of a sudden you start singing Broadway show tunes. Something happens to you. I said, me singing Broadway show tunes? I had no idea what she was talking about. She said, no way, girl, are we going with you anymore? I'm not going out with you certainly anymore. Because the last time you and I went out together, you took a sip of my wine, you turned around, and all of a sudden you stood up and you started singing like Ethel Merman. I said, me singing like Ethel Merman after one sip of wine? Come on, you gotta be kidding. There's no business like show business, like now business, I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the public will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing the extra bow. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are loud. Let us go on with the show. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm Debbie Sue.